I'm Karthik. I'm heading the project management team at Brick and Bolt. We are working towards providing seamless and hassle-free construction services for residential and commercial properties. Currently, we are doing over 300 checks at all our sites. These checks are broadly divided into three categories. First and foremost are the regular checks, where a site engineer checks for the quality of materials, adherence to the contract, and the workmanship on the site. The second checks are the critical checks, which are important from structural integrity and safety standpoint. And last are the no-go checks, where a client has to give a go-ahead before the work continues.
Hi, we are at CRN 2782. Okay, this slab is getting ready for concreting. Let's have a reinforcement check for this slab.
Here, site engineers are checking for the column reinforcement that are going to be carried up to the next floors, and they're checking for the number of bars that have been provided, and then for the stirrups that have been placed. And now here you can see our site engineers checking for the depth and width of the beam that has been provided for this particular slab. And these measurements are cross-verified with the structural drawing that has been submitted by the contractor. And the work on site should match the same criteria as suggested in the drawings.
See, first we are checking the reinforcement of the slab. Okay, what's the spacing? See here, the reinforcement, the spacing of the bar is 200 mm center to center. Okay, and the dia of bar which is provided in the shorter span is 10 mm, which is as per the drawing, and in the longer span it's 8 mm. For this particular span, so the dia of bars in the shorter direction is 10 mm and in the longer direction it is 8 mm. Okay, let's check the spacing of 10 mm dia. Here the spacing of bar in shorter direction is 6 inches center to center, which is as per the drawing. And our site engineer Puneet is taking a photograph of this, and that will be shared to the client, through app.
And here our site engineers are checking for the crank length that's been provided for the slab, and it should be as per the drawing submitted. And here our site engineers are checking for the beam reinforcement that has been provided. And right now the site engineer is checking for the spacing between the stirrups that has been provided for the beam.
Here our engineers are checking for the core block. See, we can see that sufficient number of core blocks have been provided. So as per the standards, minimum 20 mm dia core blocks is to be provided. So it is given as per the drawing. As you can see, our engineer is checking with the electrical layout, is checking the piping and the conduiting which is done. So he is cross verifying whether it has been done as per the drawing or not.
And now our site engineers are checking for the concealed beam that's been provided near the staircase area. They are checking for the width and depth of the concealed beam, and it has to meet the criteria that have been submitted for the structural drawings.
Hi, we are at CRN 2669 and we are going to do some checks on plastering.
Coming to the materials, let's check the quality of the cement. Cement has been stored properly at site, and also it is found that the grade and the brand of the cement is as per the contract.
Next check is on the block work. The first thing to see in block work is the thickness of the mortar. Thickness of the mortar should be 15 mm, and also you should check for the vertical and the horizontal grooves. And the next thing to check in a block work is the level of the block work using level tube. Looking at the water bubble, it's found out that the wall is in plumb. Electrical junction boxes should be installed in level, and we're gonna do a check for that now. I have kept the level tube at the bottom of the junction box, and it is found out that the junction box installed is in level. Before the plastering, mesh has been provided at the wall and column joint. Thickness of the plaster found out to be 15 to 12 mm. The plastered wall surface should be free from undulations and cracks. We're going to do checks to see whether it has any undulations or not. By looking at the level tube, we know that the plastered wall surface is free from any undulations. Now we are going to check the gauge of the grill installed using the vernier calipers.
So today we are in CRN 495 and I am checking flooring here, and we have marked the level for the flooring to be on same level on all sides. So we have marked at 2 feet height at a few places so that the tiling level is same on all the sides. As you can see, the tiles are properly stacked and they are using the proper band as per the specification. Now I am checking if there is any hollowness below the tile. So I am trying to tap it. So I don't see any hollow ringing sound. So it is properly packed. Now I am checking the floor level using the level tube. I have placed the level tube on between the two tiles so that I can find out the level is fine or not. So you can see the level tube is in between. That means the floor level is fine. The painting material has been stacked here properly and the material is as per the contract. So after the first coat, the edges are okay, but there are some points like this where there are edges have been broken, which needs to be rectified before the second coat. So as you can see, this wall has been painted with one coat and there is no cracks found here. I'll check the level of wall now with the level tube. So you can see that the bubble is in the center. That means the wall is in proper level. There is no undulation found.
Hi, today we are at CRN 1062 and we're gonna do some final inspection before the handing over to ensure there are no issues or snags left. Finished wall surface should be free from any stains or dust. This part has to be reworked again and we need to do one more coat of painting. If you can see, the glazing work for the ventilation has not yet been installed, so please note it down. And also the place next to the ventilator is not packed. This has to be packed using suitable mortar and also it should be given the same plaster and paint finish. So we are in the kitchen and it's found out that there is a gap between this wardrobe and the wall. This gap has to be filled using suitable filler material and also it should be given the same plaster and paint finish. Beading should be provided for the window frames and also this part has to be rectified with proper finishing. So we're going to inspect the switchboards installed. And it's found it's working right. The skirting area has to be cleaned as a lot of dust has been settled here. And also in the joints, the grouting has not yet been done, so it has to be filled using proper filler material. Coming to the flooring, grouting has to be done at the joints and also deep cleaning is pending. So before the handing over, deep cleaning and grouting has to be done. We at Brick and Bolt, we do not compromise on the quality. Our project management team works hard to ensure all the snags are attended and there are no issues when the house delivered.